Hello, hello, it's Kathy Champion and welcome back to my channel. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Gastonia, North Carolina, and I just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a little time here with me, and I hope that I would help inspire you and hopefully uplift you. That is my goal. I really love to share the art of paper crafting, and I am just thrilled to have you here with me. Thank you again so much. And for all of my people that are my regular viewers, you know who you are. You always leave me comments. I love you so much, and thanks. This is our new host code for February, and how this works with Stampin' Up! I offer, and this is personally from me, a free gift for anyone who spends $50 or more in my Stampin' Up! On my Stampin' Up! Website before shipping and tax. It has to be $50 worth of product. And then at the end of the month, I will go through and I will pick all of the folks that use the host code that spent at least $50 before shipping and handling. Now, if you're a big time shopper and you spend over $150, do not use the host code. You will earn your own Stampin' rewards, but I will still send you a free gift. So don't worry about that. You'll still get a free gift from me, but you'll also get Stampin' rewards. And right now, for everyone, let me grab the little catalog. We have 3 catalogs right now. Our annual catalog, our mini catalog, and our celebration catalog. Now, the items in celebration are totally free. You cannot buy these. They're all free. From the paper pack, this is free with a $50 order. This is outside of what I will send you. Darling Donkeys, free with a $50 order. Approaching Perfection, free with a $50 order. This beautiful Oso Ombre Designer Series paper, and y'all might have seen me use it when I made this. This is the Oso Ombre paper, the designer paper. It is a beautiful pack of paper with 4 beautiful colors in it. And you can see right there, Granny Apple Green, Rich Razzleberry, Bermuda Bay, and Rococo Rose. Love those colors. $50 order, you can get this corner bouquet. Gorgeous. Heal Your Heart. It's a beautiful sentiment stamp set. $50 purchase. These are all free. This paper right here, Flower and Field, you've seen me use this over and over, as well as the one in the front right here, which is called Paper Blooms. Both of these papers are gorgeous. You get over into this section and you're into a higher tier. This is a beautiful 2-step stamp set, and it's free with a $100 purchase. And this is a stamp set and a 12 by 12 paper pack that's free with a $100 purchase. And this is the Berry Blessings, and then this is the Berry stamp set, Berry Blessing stamp set, and the Berry Delightful Designer Series paper, and it pairs with the strawberry, Sweet Strawberry, I think is the name. Yep, it coordinates with the Sweet Strawberry. And this comes in a bundle. You can buy just the stamp set or the bundle, and it comes with a punch that punches out your strawberries and your leaves and your little topper. Such a cute little stamp set. So those are just some of the things that are going on this month. And if you go over, hop over to my blog, I'll have the link to that below. Yes, I finally got my blog back up. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with my blog, but I have been. But it is back up and running, and I'm able to post again. Everybody else can get to it, but I can't get into the back office of it. It's like it locks me out all the time, and I get so frustrated. But anyway, I did get that fixed, and that's all good to go. This host code will be in the description below the video, so you can copy and paste that if you want to go over and go shopping. Today we're going to make a card that we are going to use the Designer Series paper called, let me get it out. It is the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. We're also going to be using the Painted Texture embossing folder that goes with that suite, along with the stamp set and the dies, Art Gallery and the Floral Gallery Dies. These coordinate together. And we're going to be using the Designer Series paper. And I also have one other stamp set, or die set that I'm bringing in, and that's Stitch So Sweetly. So these are the products that we're going to be using. This is our card base, and it is a basic white cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4. And I went ahead and put tags on as many of these pieces as I could. This is a mat, and this is that Floral Art Gallery paper that is just, I mean, this paper is simply gorgeous. And we're going to mat that just like that. And then we have our little mechanism that we're going to use for our pop-up. This is going to be an easel card. So our little pop-up is going to go on here like this. And this is going to be the piece that pops up. And this piece is cut at 2 3/4 by 8 1/2, scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So those are and all of these measurements will be in the description below. So don't worry about having to rush to write those down, because I always make sure they're in the description, and they'll be on my blog as well. So you can always get these, you know, so that where you need them. The other thing that I did using my Stitch So Sweetly dies, and I used the one that was next to the largest, right here. This one that goes right here, it's next to the largest one. I used that, and I cut 2 pieces of basic white. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I have one that's going to go here, and one that's going to go on the front. So this one looks like it picked up a little bit of dirt. Let's see if my eraser will take that off. I'm just going to use the Mono Sand eraser and see. I don't like my cardstock to look dirty. But sometimes when you're inking and what have you, you can get some little ink smudges that you didn't mean to. That looks pretty good now. So that, I think these are good. Alright, we also have another piece that's cut 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and this is the piece that I ran through my embossing folder. And if you look at this, look how pretty that is. See how it looks like it's just been sculptured or painted, or, you know, the paints that you just kind of push on with a palette knife. That's what that looks like. That is going to go right here on this. And that's going to sit up on our card. See how pretty that's going to be? That's going to make a statement. Alright, let's go ahead and start putting this together. And I'll show you the beautiful flowers that I stamped and die cut, and how we're going to put this whole thing together. I am going to use, to start off with, I think I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I know I want this on my base, I'm going to go ahead and use some Stampin' Seal. And I am just going to put a little bit around the edges, just so we can make sure we tack this down pretty good. And the reason I went ahead and cut everything so we wasn't doing it on camera, it takes so long when I have to do everything. And I know some people don't like a long video. So this way you can just watch me put the card together. You can go back and cut your pieces according to the thing, and then come back and watch the video. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this down like so, and I'm going to put some liquid glue right on this piece right here. Or do I want to glue this down first? Yeah, let's glue this down first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this up right here, because I want to try to get this card, or make sure I get this as centered as I can. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, that looks like that's about halfway. So what I want to do when I put this down is I want to make sure that this is looking like it's halfway. Does that make sense? I hope so. Yeah, let's fold this back this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put liquid glue on the back of this. And I want to make sure that I get a good amount around my edges. And then I'm just going to take this and sit it down just like that, doing my best to get it centered. And just press that glue in, just like that. Now that's on and we're good to go. So now the next thing we need to do is put glue just on this piece where the fold's at. So don't go past that fold. And we're going to put some liquid glue here. And then this piece that we had run through the embossing folder, let's glue it down. And what you want to do is make sure that it's even. You want these edges to square up completely. And then just press that down really good. Can you see how it's starting to come together? Beautiful, huh? I love it. So the next thing we need to do is we need to decorate this piece. And this is going to be our front panel. This is going to be our inside panel. Or do I want to do it the opposite? Maybe we'll do it the opposite. All right, let's put this back on here. And I cut some flowers. And let me explain what I did with these, because this is a technique that you may want to bring in to your craft room. I'm going to zoom y'all in just a little bit so you can better see. But what I did with these two pieces, in the stamp set, you have this piece and you have this. This is more meant for the larger flowers. I wanted this cluster of small flowers, but when you stamp them, they stamp in whatever color, and I didn't want red leaves. So what I did is I stamped the flowers and used the die cut. It does have a die cut that fits over that, and once I cut it, I clipped the stems away. I just went up and clipped everything that should have been green away, and I went back and I stamped this in Old Olive. And then I cut it out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those together like this, so that we have a different stem. We're going to put it together something like that. We have a different stem than what it called for here. And then I went back and I stamped this in Old Olive, and I cut this part off, and then I stamped this flower, and I have another piece here for that we're going to use on the inside. So you can cut your pieces apart. Don't be afraid to do that. And that's how I got these two pieces. Okay, this piece is going to be the part that's going to hold up our little easel, but this piece is going to go on here just about like this. I want to decide which way I want this to go. Something like this, maybe up just a hair. Yeah, about like that. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to glue my leaves straight down, and I'm going to pop my flower. Or do I want to do the whole thing? I'll tell you what, let's do the whole thing. Let's put our flowers on like that. And in order to do that, I'm going to put some glue right here. And I'm going to bring my flower up. And get that stem right in that glue. Just like that. That's exactly the way I wanted it. So once that tacks, then I'm going to get some dimensionals. And I am going to put dimensionals all over the back of this, everywhere that we can. I want it to be well balanced. It looks like I've used all of them off of this, but you know what we do? We don't waste these. So I'm just going to clip, 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 and clip. And we're going to use some of these. No need to waste them, right? There's one, and we can use a smaller one right there. And I think that's going to give that the stability that it's going to need. Alright, so I'm going to take your pick tool, and I'm going to go ahead and lift off the backers. Alrighty. Now I'm going to be very careful in picking this up because it's very sticky. I want my flower to go to the front and the leaves to the back, so I just make sure I pull them around. And then I'm going to set this down about like that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I have a sentiment that I cut using that from the same set, and I want to put this across here just like that. But if you notice, I'm going to need to put dimensionals on one side and glue right there, and then dimensionals on the other side. So I'm going to clip a few more of these. And we are going to put these pieces on here like this. And if you're clipping the sides, you just want to be sure that you've got small enough of pieces that's going to hide behind there. And I think we need one more small one. I'm going to put this down for a trial run. Alright, I'm going to take my backers off before I put my glue on. Alright, now we're just going to set this down, and I want to make sure that that stem is in that glue. And I want to make sure that it's straight. That's kind of important. And I think that looks really pretty. What do y'all think? Alright, let's go back to the front of our card. And now what we want to do is center this up on the front of this. Just like that. So I'm going to use liquid glue onto the back of this. And then I'm going to take this whole piece and bring it over, and I'm going to lay this piece down flat like this so that we can see exactly where we're getting it. And I want it to be centered about the same on each side, top and bottom. That looks pretty good, so I'm going to commit it by pressing it down. Oh, I love it. Isn't that a beautiful card? I love this designer paper. I love this flower set. Everything about this is just, I mean, it's gorgeous. Alright, here's our piece that's going to go on the inside. So we're going to have another piece that's going to match this piece that we're going to put a sentiment on, but we're also going to make it so that this little flower and these little leaves are going to be what holds our little easel up. So I think this is going to go about like that, and we're going to pop that up. So the way I want to do this is pretty much the same way we did a while ago. We're going to take and put glue right across the edge of this. And then I am going to sit the stems of the leaves right down into that glue, just like that. And then we are going to let that dry for a moment because we're going to put that up on backers. We need to put something in here. I'm thinking of you. I miss you. That would be so cute. But I wanted to say something more of, I've been thinking of you. Thank you for being my friend. I love that. So that's the one I think I want to use. And that is from, here's a card. So we are going to put this right up here. And I think I want to carry through, and I want to use the Poppy Parade ink for this. So let's pull out our Poppy Parade. I think it'll just give it a nice little splash of color right there on the inside. So let's pick that up. Let me make sure I got it straight. Y'all know I like to use my grid paper. I feel like if I get it on the stamp block straight, I have a better chance of stamping straight. If that makes any sense. So I'm going up to the top a little bit, and we're going to stamp. Thank you for being my friend. I love that. And then we're going to put that up, and I don't have my Stampin' Scrub out, and right now I don't have room to sit it, so I'm just going to spray a little bit of my Stampin' Mist. This is our cleaner. Love that stuff. I will put a link for it in this video so that if you're interested in picking up some Stampin' Mist or the Stampin' Scrub, which is wonderful. I mean, look at the stamp after I cleaned it. And that's Poppy Parade ink. Of course, the red rubber stamps do not absorb the ink like the photopolymer. The photopolymer are going to stain, I don't care what you do. So we are going to glue this in. So let me glue it in first so that we can kind of decide where we want our little flower to go so it will hold up our easel. So I'm just going to probably got a little clump of glue over this because I had a tendency to leave my top off of it, and you know, we all know better. There we go. Put that top over it this time. Alright, now all I'm going to do is just center this in something like that. Isn't that pretty? I love this. I think it's turning out to be a beautiful little card. So we're going to put this right about here. Maybe we'll angle it a little bit more so that it's maybe like that. I think I like it like that. So I know that I want this to come right down to that point. So I kind of like to get an idea. I'm going to go ahead and get a new thing of dimensionals, and I'll use these on something else. I want to get making sure that we're getting a good amount of dimensionals on here. We might even do a couple of minis. And these are our minis. They're much smaller, so they get into these little tight places. And we also now have the dimensionals in black. So if you're working on a darker project and you really want something that's a little darker so it doesn't show, they have those. And they come both in the mini and the regular size. I'm telling y'all folks, Stampin' Up! Just thinks of everything, and it really takes the guesswork out of color coordination. And I mean, their designer series paper. How many times have you struggled with finding the right shade of cardstock to go with that pack of paper that you bought? All the time. Not with Stampin' Up's products. You will never ever do that, because every piece of cardstock coordinates with every bit of the designer series paper. And all of the inks coordinate with the cardstock and the paper. So it is just, it's a wonderful thing when you don't have to sit and say, oh, I love this paper, but I don't have solid to go with it. That's what makes Stampin' Up! An exceptional product. Alright, so there we go. Oh, I should have done it up higher. Let's see. Let's bend that in. Let's see if we can move this up a little bit higher. A lot of times your dimensionals, if you get them up before they've had time to really settle, you can move them. And I think we need it to go up to about there. There we go. Yeah, that just needed to go up a little bit higher because this is a high, sort of a high card. And you can see that it is a gorgeous card and how well everything coordinates. Now you might wonder, where do I sign my card? You could sign it right here, or what I would do is I would just put another panel back here and have that part of my card to be where I sign it. I think the card turned out gorgeous. I love that easel. I love the way it stands up. Can you imagine giving this to somebody for their birthday? And this stamp set does have a happy birthday in it. It has a I miss you, a congratulations, good luck, sorry, thank you, best wishes, you are lovely, and I'm thinking of you. What a wonderful stamp set. And when I stamped my flowers, you got this little bitty one. I stamped in Poppy Parade, each one of these. Let me bring that up closer. I stamped in Poppy Parade, and then I went back with this little piece, and I did that in Cherry Cobbler. And that's what gave me that two-tone. And like I said, everything coordinates so well. And isn't it gorgeous? I love this card. I hope y'all enjoyed watching me put this card together. And if you like any of the products that you saw in this video, please go over to my website and place an order with me, especially if you don't already have. Now, if you have a demonstrator you're already working with, please continue to work with her or him. But if you do not have a demonstrator and you're interested in some products, if you're interested in earning free products, if you would like to host an online party where you can invite friends and family to come, and we can do that too. Just get in touch with me, let me know. My email is in the description below. You can always reach out to me. You will find my phone number on my website. You can always give me a call. I am normally busy, so please leave me a message and I will return your call just as soon as I finish my video editing or if I'm on the other line. Thank you again so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial for this cute little pop-up card. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy. God bless you always, and until we craft again, bye-bye.